Hey everyone, it's Jenny freaking Kim. Today, I'm finally ranking my all-time female K-pop favorites. I've been into K-pop for a few years now, and after looking back at everything I've loved along the way, I've put together a ranking that truly represents my personal favorites. If you're familiar with my channel, you already know my focus is on female K-pop groups and idols, and I make videos about rankings, tier lists, and reviews throughout the year. This is a video I've wanted to make for a long time, and now the time has come. With 12 categories to go through, this one's going to be a ride, so get comfortable. Of course, this is all just my opinion. It's not about charts or popularity, just personal taste. I'd love to hear from you too. So, feel free to drop a comment with your thoughts or even your own favorites. Now, let's get right into it. One category I've really been looking forward to discussing is my favorite K-pop group of all time. Let's kick things off with 6th place, Les Sserafim. Honestly, Les Sserafim has one of the strongest discographies out there. Almost every song they release is top tier, and when it comes to ballads, I'd argue that they're among the best. They had an explosive debut and have consistently delivered powerful comebacks ever since. While last year may have felt a little shaky due to the relentless online harassment they faced, there's no denying their impact. Les Serafim's music is exceptional, and their choreographies are some of the strongest across the 4th generation. Not to mention, their bold, empowering concepts stand out in the industry. Even though they've only secured one Daesang, I truly believe they are Daesang caliber and deserve more recognition. On top of that, their group dynamic is one of the best I've seen. They feel comfortable with each other, and their bond comes across as genuine and relatable. Moving forward, I'm hopeful for their continued success, and I'd love to see all the negativity left behind. Here's to more growth and achievements for them this year. Coming in at 5th place, I have NJZ, formerly known as New Jeans. If there's any group that has the potential to become legendary, it's definitely them. As one of the last groups to debut in the 4th generation, they've achieved in a short span of time what takes most groups years to accomplish. With an incredible 11 Daesangs already under their belt, NJZ is simply operating on another level. Every release is a major hit, and I'd even say they already have multiple classics in their discography. Their signature Y2K concept is something I really love, and it has clearly influenced other groups to tap into that aesthetic. Above all, they have an incredibly strong bond despite their young age, and their future looks limitless. I can't wait to see what they cook up this year. At 4th place, I've chosen aespa. They're one of those rare groups that just keep getting better and better with every comeback. Last year, they went full throttle with Supernova, Armageddon, and Whiplash, which helped them rack up multiple Daesangs, bringing their total to 13, surpassing NJZ and claiming the lead of the most Daesangs within the 4th generation. 2024 was a defining year for them. They maintained their momentum all year long, dropping back-to-back bangers that further cemented their place in K-pop. Their futuristic and AI-inspired concept is something they've mastered, and every member brings something unique to the table. With only 4 members, their chemistry feels even more concentrated, making their performances stand out even more. They've been in the industry for just over 4 years, but I have no doubt their dominance will continue for years to come. Moving on to 3rd place, I've chosen Twice. And honestly, I don't think there's any debate. They're easily in the top 3 girl groups of all time. From the moment they debuted, they dominated the industry and built an unmatched legacy, securing over 100 awards. Their discography is unreal, boasting over 80 releases, which isn't just impressive, it's a blessing. Whether it's their bright and bubbly songs or their girl crush anthems, Twice embodies the essence of K-pop. What I admire most about them is their unbreakable loyalty. Staying together for almost a decade without any member departures is a rare achievement, especially in today's industry. Of course, disbandment is inevitable, and when that day comes, it'll leave a massive void in K-pop. But for now, let's appreciate everything Twice has given us over the years. In 2nd place, I have ITZY, and I won't lie, this group was one of my first major obsessions in K-pop. ITZY is easily one of the most talented 4th gen groups, and their prime era was peak K-pop in my opinion. Songs like Dalla Dalla, Wannabe, Loco, Cheshire, Not Shy, Icy, and Mafia in the Morning are straight up classics. I do think there was a bit of a quality dip after their Checkmate album, but last year felt like a revival. Born to Be was a breath of fresh air and proved their ability to experiment with new styles while staying true to their bold and empowering concept, and they've finally released solo songs for each member. Despite having nearly 50 awards, ITZY still hasn't secured a D-Song, and I really hope they get their moment one day. But beyond the accolades, what I love most about them is their chemistry. I genuinely think they have the strongest bond in the industry. The way they interact feels so natural, and that connection translates into their electrifying stage presence. And now, for first place, to absolutely no one's surprise, Blackpink. This one was a no-brainer. Blackpink is on a completely different scale, a once-in-a-lifetime group. Their global reach is unmatched, and even though their discography is smaller compared to other groups, almost every song they've released is a certified classic. Without a doubt, they are one of the top 3 K-pop groups of all time. Featuring the 4 biggest idols in history, Blackpink dominates worldwide and may have even been the group that introduced many international fans, myself included, to K-pop. They are the epitome of the girl crush concept, and I don't think any other group can represent that style as good as Blackpink. While they have 60 awards and only one Daesung as a group, their individual achievements speak volumes. Now that they've started their own companies and are branching into solo activities and have even announced their comeback as a group, I think we're about to witness Blackpink in their most powerful form yet. Their group chemistry is strong, but if I'm being honest, I still think ITZY takes the crown in that department. Regardless, Blackpink's impact is undeniable, and I can't wait to see what they do next. Moving along to the next category, my favorite debut song of all time. Starting us off in 6th place, I've chosen ILIT's Magnetic. This song hasn't even been out for a year, yet it has already stolen my heart. I love the vibe. It's super catchy and blends Y2K elements with a dreamy aesthetic, which ILIT represents masterfully. Not only that, but Magnetic has easily been one of the biggest highlights of 2024, becoming a major hit and one of the most impactful debuts in recent years. ILIT has made their presence known, and right now, they're easily one of the biggest 5th-generation groups. In 5th place, I've gone with Les Sserafim's Fearless. This is, without question, one of their top songs and an undeniable 4th-gen classic. From the very beginning, Les Sserafim established themselves as a bold and confident group, and Fearless captures that concept perfectly. The melody is addicting, the delivery is effortless, and I honestly couldn't imagine a better debut track for them. At 4th place, I have NJZ's Attention. When this song dropped, it was an instant hit, and I think NJZ truly revived the Y2K concept with it. It felt fresh, nostalgic, and effortlessly cool, making it an undeniable K-pop classic. Since then, NJZ hasn't had a single miss in their discography, further solidifying their status as one of the strongest groups in the industry. Taking the 3rd spot, I've chosen IVE's 11. This was easily one of the strongest 4th-generation debuts, and from the jump, IVE has been releasing nothing but bangers. I love the dynamic pacing of this song and how seamlessly it blends with their vocals. It's captivating from start to finish. Even now, 11 remains one of my favorite IVE songs, and there's no doubt they've cemented themselves as one of the top 4th-gen groups. In 2nd place, I've picked ITZY's Dala Dala. This song is pure energy, bright, catchy, and packed with everything that defines ITZY. It perfectly showcased their potential right from the start, setting them apart with their empowering, high-energy sound. I'd even go as far as to say that Dala Dala is one of my favorite K-pop songs of all time. ITZY's early discography is filled with some of the best music out there, and I'd love to see them return to that caliber. Finally, in 1st place, I have none other than Blackpink's Boombaya. Without a doubt, this was one of the most explosive debuts I've ever seen. Blackpink came out swinging from day one, taking over the industry in dominating fashion. This song is a perfect mix of 2nd-gen EDM influences with modern pop and bold girl crush energy, making it an absolute standout. It's a certified K-pop classic and yet another gem in Blackpink's legendary discography. Now, let's move on to the next category, my favorite idol of all time. Starting us off in 6th place, I've chosen Les Sserafim's leader, Chaewon. Since their debut, Les Sserafim has been one of the most dominant groups of the 4th generation, and during both the Unforgiven and Perfect Night comebacks, Chaewon was absolutely shining. Her aura was incredibly powerful, and she's a formidable ace in my opinion. I really admire her level of enthusiasm and strong leadership qualities. And even though last year I feel like she took a step back, I believe she has already proven herself among the fourth-gen greats. Hopefully, this year, she comes back even stronger than ever. Moving along to fifth place, I've chosen aespa's leader, Karina. She's one of those rare idols who keeps improving with every comeback. Karina has been one of the most dominant idols of the fourth generation, and she's a strong all-rounder. Above all else, last year she showcased her most powerful form yet with every single comeback, and her solo song Up was just the cherry on top. She has proved that she has serious soloist potential. Karina can do it all with ease, and we still have so much more to see from her. Last year was her shooting star, and she has cemented herself as an all-time legendary idol. I would argue that she's on top of the K-pop world right now, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. Now, for fourth place, I've picked Twice's Neon. If Twice had an alternative leader, it would definitely be Neon, and for good reason. She's incredibly talented and remains one of the biggest idols to this day. Her performances with Twice have always been top tier, and she naturally exudes leadership qualities. But what I admire most about Neon is her solo work. Both of her solo albums were incredible, with her second one being one of my favorite releases from last year. She also has such a bright and lovable personality. You can tell she genuinely enjoys being an idol, and I think that's a big part of why she's remained so consistent. She's not slowing down anytime soon, and I'm looking forward to what she does next. Moving into the top 3, in third place, I've chosen the one and only Lisa from Blackpink. She was my very first bias, and as soon as I heard Money, I was hooked. As the maknae of such a legendary group, she has quickly become one of the most dominant idols of all time. Her stage presence is flawless, and her rap and dance skills are top tier. Not only does she dominate on stage with Blackpink, but her solo career is also on another level. She's already won multiple awards, and I truly admire her for pushing boundaries and making an impact beyond just K-pop. Without question, she's a legend and one of the greatest idols in history. Now, in second place, I've selected ITZY's leader, Yeji. She was also one of my first biases, and I truly believe she's one of the most well-rounded idols out there. Yeji does it all. Her dancing, singing, stage presence, and leadership attributes are all at an elite level. She's the epitome of a true ace. I admire her work ethic and determination, and I love how she guides her fellow members to deliver amazing performances. Her personality is also something I really like. She's super laid back in her free time, but when it's time to perform, she locks in and gives it her all. I also think she has strong soloist potential. Her song Crown on My Head gave us a glimpse of what she's capable of, and I look forward to her solo release. And finally, in first place, the one and only Jennie from Blackpink. Since her debut, she has been the ultimate all-rounder. In my opinion, she's Blackpink's ace. Known as the it girl of the third generation, Jennie is an incredible rapper with strong vocals, and her stage presence is second to none. Like Lisa, her influence extends far beyond K-pop, cementing her as one of the greatest idols of all time. I absolutely loved her Born Pink era, and her solo song You and Me made me claim her as my ultimate bias. I even named my channel after her. On top of that, she has a strong solo career, and coincidentally, her album drops on the same day as this video, so you already know what I'll be doing then. And even though Blackpink doesn't have an official leader, I think Jennie would fit the role perfectly. Her leadership qualities are undeniable. Now, moving on to our next category, my favorite song of all time. Starting off in sixth place, I've chosen none other than Red Velvet's Bad Boy. Red Velvet has an incredible discography filled with gems, but this is one song I always keep in my daily rotation. The vibe is effortlessly cool, the melody is incredibly catchy, and the vocal range from the members is top tier. Everything about this song comes together so smoothly, making it one of their best songs to date and is easily a third-generation classic. In fifth place, I have Oh My God by (G)I-DLE. I'll admit, I was a little late to getting on board the (G)I-DLE train, but once I gave this song a listen, I was completely blown away. The powerful beat, the dark and dramatic tone, it's a song that truly stands out from the rest of the industry. One thing I really admire about (G)I-DLE is their ability to make bold statements in their music. and this track is the perfect example of that. Without a doubt, this is one of my favorite 4th gen songs ever. Moving on to 4th place, I've chosen Super Shy by NJZ. This song cemented my love for K-pop, as I first got into the industry around the time it was released. Super Shy is the epitome of the Y2K aesthetic, and in my opinion, it's already a K-pop classic. From the beat to the melody to the lyrics, everything about this track is flawless. It's a testament to why NJZ is one of the most dominant 4th gen groups right now. Now for my 3rd place pick, I have Type a Girl by Blackpink. This was a tough decision because Blackpink has so many bangers, but Type a Girl stands out because of how powerful it is. From start to finish, it delivers hard-hitting beats, incredible vocals, and showcases the group's elite rap skills. The fluidity and tempo switches keep the song engaging, making it a defining hit of 3rd gen K-pop. Taking the 2nd spot, I've chosen Love Dive by IVE. In my opinion, this is the greatest 4th gen song ever. I've had Love Dive on repeat since the first time I heard it. It's beyond perfect, it's a complete masterpiece. The powerful beats combined with the elegant vocals create a truly mesmerizing track. This song encapsulates everything that makes IVE special, and I can't imagine it being done any better. Without a doubt, a K-pop all-time classic. And finally, in 1st place, my all-time favorite K-pop song, What Is Love by Twice. This was an easy pick for me. Given Twice's massive discography filled with classics, the fact that What Is Love stands out says a lot. It's the perfect representation of K-pop, bright, catchy, and full of charm, with the members delivering sweet vocals that showcase everything Twice embodies. They truly went above and beyond with this song, and it remains an all-time great. Moving right along to our next category, my favorite release of all time. Starting us out at 6th place is NMIXX with their most recent release, FE304, Stick Out. I feel like a lot of people really slept on this album, but I believe NMIXX deserves a lot more credit for their quality of work with this one. Every song featured on this album was executed perfectly, and the variety of styles made it even more enjoyable to listen to. From the aggressive rapping in Sicka to the beautiful, emotive vocals in Love Is Lonely, NMIXX proved once again that they are an all-rounder group. They truly have the ability to tackle different concepts and genres while maintaining their signature sound. I've always mentioned how their past releases felt a bit all over the place, but for this album, everything came together seamlessly. The stars really aligned for them, and I hope to see them release something similar in terms of quality and cohesion this year. Now let's talk about my choice for 5th place, where I have decided to go with Twice's album, Ready to Be. Twice really hit the nail on the head with this one, as every single song featured in this album was high quality. While Twice has always been known for their catchy and addictive music, I feel like this album showcased a more mature and refined version of their artistry. 2 standout songs for me were Moonlight Sunrise and Wallflower, both bringing a unique energy and elevating the album's overall listening experience. One thing I've noticed with Twice's previous albums is that they would typically have 1 or 2 really strong songs, while the rest didn't always match that same level of quality. However, Ready to Be was incredibly consistent from start to finish, and I truly applaud them for delivering such a well-rounded and polished album. Let's get on to the next release. At 4th place, I have selected IVE's album, IVE. I absolutely adore this album because it's packed with so many IVE classics, including Kitsch, I Am, Blue Blood, and Lips. That's just 4 out of the staggering 11 songs. They have really blessed us with such a substantial album. The variety of styles showcased here is truly mesmerizing, demonstrating IVE's versatility as a group. This album is undeniably a staple within the 4th generation, not just because of the high-quality music, but also because of its influence and impact on the industry. IVE has already set such a high standard for themselves, and I hope to see them maintain or even surpass this level of excellence in their future releases. Moving forward with 3rd place, I have chosen Les Sserafim with their album Unforgiven. In my opinion, this was peak Les Sserafim. While the album officially consists of 13 songs, it's important to note that this includes tracks from their Anti-Fragile mini-album, as well as updated versions of some of their earlier songs. Regardless, this album perfectly encapsulates everything that makes Les Sserafim unique. Their variety of styles is truly impressive, and they particularly shine when it comes to ballads. Fear Not is one of my favorite ballads, and I genuinely believe that Les Seraphim creates some of the best ballads in the industry. Another standout track for me is Fire in the Belly, which includes Spanish lyrics, something you rarely see in K-pop. The inclusion of this track really showcases their willingness to experiment and push boundaries. Despite the criticism they faced last year, we can't ignore the fact that they produce some of the best music out there, and this album is a testament to that. Now let's talk about what I've chosen for second place. It's none other than NJZ with their mini album Get Up. If there's one thing we can all agree on, it's that NJZ does not miss. This mini album is a perfect example of their ability to consistently deliver top-tier music. Every song featured on this project is a certified classic, not just within the fourth generation, but in K-pop as a whole. NJZ thrives in the Y2K aesthetic, and Get Up embodies that style flawlessly. Their ability to capture that nostalgic yet fresh sound is truly remarkable. One thing I will say though is that the song Get Up deserves a full-length version. I love the vibe of that track so much, and I think an extended version would make it even better. NJZ is an absolute powerhouse when it comes to music production and concept execution, and I'm eagerly waiting to see them return this year at full strength. And finally, in first place, the one and only Blackpink with their album Born Pink. This album is absolutely iconic, and for good reason. Not only does it feature two of the biggest songs, Pink Venom and Shut Down, but it also includes Rosé's solo Hard to Love, two ballads, and Type a Girl, which happens to be one of my favorite songs of all time. Blackpink truly blessed us with a strong variety of songs, making this album an unforgettable experience from beginning to end. One of the things that Blackpink does best is dominating the bold girl crush concept, and Born Pink further solidifies their status as legends in the industry. They are truly in a league of their own, and this album showcases why they continue to be one of the biggest and most influential groups in K-pop. I believe that this was prime Blackpink, but I'm hoping that their next comeback will be even stronger. I know the bar is already insanely high, but if there's one group that can exceed expectations, it's Blackpink. Let's move on to the next category, my favorite Japanese song of all time. Kicking things off at 6th place, I have to go with aespa's Hot Mess. This track, released last year, didn't get as much attention as I thought it deserved, but honestly, it's a hidden gem in their discography. aespa really knows how to nail songs with dynamic beats, and when you add in those powerful vocals and strong rap elements, it's a real standout. In 5th place, I'm going with Twice's Dive, another release from last year that flew under the radar, but this one quickly became one of my all-time favorite Twice songs. They absolutely mastered the dreamy aesthetic with this one. The soft, gentle vocals blend perfectly with the vibe, and the whole song just feels like a hidden treasure in Twice's catalog. Now, for 4th place, I've picked Les Seraphim's Dress Code. Honestly, this is another track that doesn't get enough love. There are so many songs out there that people overlook, and this one really deserves more attention. The laid-back vibe of Dress Code, with its soft melodies and smooth vocals, makes it the kind of track you can just keep on repeat. Let's move on to 3rd place, where I'm giving it to NJZ with Supernatural. This song was a total banger last year, and it's definitely one of my top 3 favorite tracks in their discography. I love how it takes the vintage style and adds a unique twist to it. The vintage vibe mixed with those high-energy beats makes Supernatural a true 4th-gen classic. In fact, I even called it my favorite song of 2024. NJZ doesn't miss, and I can't wait to hear more from them this year. In 2nd place, I'm going with ITZY's Sugarholic. This track comes from their first Japanese album, Ringo, and it's nothing short of a masterpiece. The ballad-like rhythm, the heartfelt lyrics, and ITZY's beautiful vocals all come together to make this one of my top 5 ITZY songs ever. I really hope ITZY explores more songs like this in the future because they've got the vocal talent to pull off these softer tones so well. And finally, in 1st place for my favorite Japanese song, it has to be Do Not Touch by Misamo. This one was an easy choice for me. From the moment I heard it, I knew it was flawless. Misamo really showed off their full potential with this track. Strong vocals, killer rapping, and elegance all rolled into one. It's been in my daily playlist since I first heard it, and I'm hoping Misamo drops more music of this caliber later this year. Now let's dive into the next category, my favorite hip-hop song of all time. Starting us off in 6th place, I have to go with Les Serafim's Pierrot. This track came with their crazy mini album, and not only is it my favorite from that comeback, but I'd even rank it in my top 5 Les Serafim songs overall. I love how aggressive they went with the rapping here. It's a completely different aura from them, and I was hooked from the start. The beats hit hard, the flow was smooth, and every member delivered bold, edgy lyrics with confidence. Coming in at number 5, I'm going with Bad Villain's Hurricane. This was easily my favorite hip-hop track from last year, and for one of their first releases, they showed a ton of potential. Their style actually reminds me a bit of XG, especially with how strong they are as rappers. The flow of this song is seamless, and that chorus, it absolutely hits. Even though I think Bad Villain dropped the ball with their comeback, I still believe in them. If they can bring something on the same level as Hurricane again, I think they'll become serious contenders in the 5th gen scene. For 4th place, I had to pick Twice's Hello. What makes this track stand out to me is that it only features 3 members, Nayeon, Momo, and Chaeyoung, giving each of them more room to shine. But beyond that, this song shows a completely different side of them. Twice is usually known for their bright and bubbly sound, but here, they take on a bolder, rap-heavy hip-hop style, and they absolutely killed it. I'd love to see more songs like this, not just from these 3, but from the rest of the group as well. I think it would really shake things up in the industry. Now, moving on to my 3rd place pick, I have Blackpink's Pretty Savage. Blackpink already has a discography stacked with hip-hop heavy tracks that perfectly match their bold girl crush concept, but this one feels like the most dominant. The lyrics are aggressive, the energy is undeniable, and honestly, it's a lyrically daring track even for Blackpink. But that's exactly what makes them stand out. They've always had a rebellious edge that sets them apart from other groups, and Pretty Savage is a perfect example of that. Every member showed off their rapping skills here, and the tempo switches throughout the song were a really nice touch. In 2nd place, I'm going with ITZY's Mafia in the Morning. This is easily a top 5 ITZY song for me, and honestly, a classic within the 4th gen era. ITZY has some really strong rappers, and this track proves it. The bold hip-hop style suits them so well, and I really wish they had more songs with this same level of impact. Their Born to Be album came close, but I don't think any of those songs quite stack up to Mafia in the Morning. No matter how you look at it, this song is a masterpiece. And finally, taking the top spot for my favorite hip-hop song of all time, it has to be (G)I-DLE's My Bag. This song is on a whole different level. (G)I-DLE is known for pushing boundaries, and My Bag is the perfect example of that. The confidence, the swagger, the sheer attitude of this track, it screams everything (G)I-DLE represents. The lyrics alone are a flex, proving that they're a self-made success story. And honestly, most groups out there could never say the same. This isn't just one of my top 5 (G)I-DLE songs. It's also one of the most iconic K-pop hip-hop tracks, in my opinion. Now, moving on to what's probably my favorite category in this entire video, my favorite ballad of all time. I feel like ballads are so underrated in the K-pop scene, and I'd love to see every group include more of them in their releases. There's just something about a well-executed ballad that hits different, and it's truly a breath of fresh air. Starting us off in 6th place, I have Pimple by Islet, by far my favorite song from them, and honestly, this ballad is absolutely beautiful. The combination of heartfelt lyrics and soft, emotive vocals creates something really special. Islet is off to an amazing start, and I really hope they continue to bring more ballads like this in the near future. For 5th place, I'm going with (G)I-DLE's Escape. This is easily one of the hidden gems in their discography, and I love how versatile they are when it comes to different music styles. The atmosphere of this song has this soft, almost ethereal feel to it, and when you pair that with the strong vocals and soothing melody, you get such an underrated ballad that deserves way more recognition. Coming in at 4th place, I've chosen NJZ's Hurt. This is their only ballad so far, and they absolutely knocked it out of the park. I feel like people don't talk enough about NJZ's vocals enough, but this song really showcases each member's vocal strengths. The laid-back vibe makes it perfect for my daily rotation, and I love the tempo. It's smooth, calming, and easy to get lost in. Hopefully, NJZ gives us more ballads in the future because they clearly have the vocal talent for it. Moving on to third place, I have to go with Les Serafim's Sour Grapes. In my opinion, Les Serafim makes some of the best ballads out there, and Sour Grapes is easily in my top 10 from them. This song will always be in my daily rotation. The blend of soft vocals and smooth beats is just perfection. Now for second place, I'm choosing Blackpink's You Never Know. Blackpink has some incredible ballads, though I'd say theirs tend to have a more powerful, dramatic feel. What I love about this one is how it slowly builds up, starting with a soft, delicate melody before the beat kicks in and shifts the entire energy of the song. It's such a vocal masterpiece, and the way the flow transitions so seamlessly is just chef's kiss. Even the subtle rapping elements were a nice touch. This is hands down a top 10 Blackpink song for me, and I'll always keep it in my daily rotation. And finally, for first place, my favorite ballad of all time has to be Good Parts by, once again, Les Serafim. This song embodies everything I love about them and is, without a doubt, a vocal masterpiece. Even with its minimalist sound and warm instrumentals, it's executed so perfectly. The soft vocals and delicate lyrics really show a different, more gentle side of Les Serafim, and I think they delivered it beautifully. No question, this is a top 5 Les Serafim song for me, and I can't wait to hear their next ballad. Moving along to our next category, my favorite collaboration of all time. Collabs are always exciting because they bring together different styles, and when done right, they can create something truly unforgettable. Starting us off in 6th place, I have APT by Rosé featuring Bruno Mars. This song is an instant classic. The combination of two powerhouse vocalists was a match made in heaven. I love how upbeat it is, with that infectious pop rock style that makes it super catchy. It's no surprise that this song resonated with so many people, topping the charts and even winning a Daesong. Now, moving on to 5th place, I'm going with Ice Cream by Blackpink featuring Selena Gomez. Fun fact, this was actually the very first K-pop song I ever heard, and it instantly pulled me in. The bright and bubbly vibe mixed with hip-hop elements makes for a fun and dynamic track. The melody is so addictive, and both Blackpink and Selena completely own their parts. From start to finish, this song is just pure energy and catchiness. For 4th place, I have Beautiful Christmas, a collaboration between Red Velvet and aespa. We rarely get K-pop holiday songs, let alone collabs, so this one was a real treat. It perfectly captures the festive spirit with its cheerful lyrics and upbeat sound. Being that both groups are stacked with vocal talents, this was a recipe for a standout performance, and honestly, this song deserves way more recognition. Definitely one of my favorite holiday tracks. Coming in at 3rd place, I'm choosing NJZ's Gods, their collaboration with League of Legends. NJZ is known for their bright Y2K concept, but this song showed a completely different side of them. A darker, more intense energy that was so exciting to hear. Everything about this song feels cinematic, from the powerful melody to the bold lyrics, all wrapped up in their stunning vocal execution. I love when groups step outside of their usual style and experiment with something new, and this song is a perfect example of how incredible that can be. Now for 2nd place, I have Nobody, a 3-way collaboration between Soyeon, Winter, and Liz. This lineup is stacked. Soyeon's elite rapping skills combined with Winter and Liz's top-tier vocals, absolute perfection. The groovy melody makes this song insanely catchy, and the lyrics are just as good. I wish we got more collaborations like this, even if it's just for a single, because it would add so much excitement to the industry. And finally, taking the top spot at 1st place is Perfect Night by Les Serafim, their collaboration with Overwatch 2. This song was a massive hit for them, and honestly, this was peak Les Serafim, easily a top 3 song in their discography for me. Everything about it, from the melody to the catchy lyrics to the strong vocal delivery, just works so well. If you ask me, this is without a doubt a 4th-gen classic. Moving right along to our next category, my favorite solo song of all time. Solo releases are always special because they give idols a chance to showcase their individual styles, and these songs are the ones that stood out to me the most. Starting off at 6th place, I've chosen 28 Reasons by Seulgi. One thing we don't see often in K-pop is that dark and alluring vibe, but Seulgi absolutely nailed it. This song explores themes of duality, with her hauntingly beautiful vocals flowing effortlessly over a fluid melody. It's easily one of my favorite songs from her, and I'd love to see her explore this style even deeper in the future. Now, moving to 5th place, I've decided to go with Yuki's single Could It Be. Ever since its release, this song has been a staple in my daily rotation, and even ranked among my top 5 most played tracks last year, according to Spotify. Yuki has such a unique tone, and she really leaned into her softer side for this one. The bright atmosphere, soothing melody, and her gentle vocals make this song such a comforting listen. It's rare to hear this side of Yuki, so this track felt like a real treat. For 4th place, I'm going with Sugarcoat by Natty. As the only solo track from her, this song is an instant kiss of life classic. Since the group is known for their R&B sound, Natty stayed true to that formula, delivering smooth vocals and effortless rap flows that perfectly complement the banging beats. Out of all the solo efforts from the group, this is hands down my favorite. I think Natty has a strong potential to be a soloist, and I'd love to see a full release from her someday. Now for 3rd place, I have Summer Rain by Irene. This is a recent release, but it's already a staple in my daily playlist. I feel like this song is underrated, and Irene truly showcased her soloist potential. Her vocal range is absolutely stunning, and the combination of gentle lyrics and soothing instrumentation creates such an emotional atmosphere. This song is a masterpiece in my eyes, and it's turned me into a huge Irene fan. Moving on to 2nd place, I've chosen You and Me by Jennie. This song holds a special place in my heart because it's what made me claim her as my ultimate bias and even name my channel after her. This track is the definition of Jennie Kim, elegant yet powerful. Her vocals are mesmerizing, and when the beat switches up and she starts rapping, it's pure perfection. The ethereal aura she gives off in this song is just unmatched. And finally, taking the top spot at 1st place is Money by Lisa. This song was one of the first tracks that truly got me into K-pop, and Lisa delivered an all-time classic. As the maknae of Blackpink, she shook up the industry and proved herself as a powerhouse soloist. Her mastery of the hip-hop style, combined with her flawless rap delivery and hard-hitting beats, gave this track an undeniable edge. Even years later, it's still in my daily rotation, and I don't see that changing ever. Moving along to the next category, my favorite choreography of all time. Choreography plays such a crucial role in K-pop performances, and these routines have left the biggest impression on me. Starting us off at 6th place, I've chosen Twice's choreography for More and More. Twice has some of the most unique choreographies out there, especially considering they're a 9-member group, making their formations dynamic and visually striking. This routine in particular stands out because of its fast-paced nature, with members constantly expanding and staying in motion. What makes it even more unique is that certain sequences require multiple people to execute properly, making it a performance that truly shines as a group effort. Moving right along to 5th place, I've gone with Les Serafim's choreography for Anti-Fragile. Easily one of the most iconic 4th-gen choreographies, this routine is simple, yet incredibly dynamic. Les Serafim is packed with standout routines, but this one always comes to mind when I think of them. While it may not be the most complex, its trendy movements make it both fun to watch and enjoyable to perform, even solo. Now onto 4th place, where I've chosen NJZ's choreography for Super Shy. This one is an instant classic, surprisingly simple yet incredibly fun to dance to. While the base choreography is minimalistic, it truly shines when performed with backup dancers, creating an illusion of constant motion with multiple moving parts. NJZ absolutely nailed it with this routine, and I'd argue that it's one of the greatest choreographies of all time. Moving forward to 3rd place, I've gone with Blackpink's choreography for Pink Venom, another legendary routine from an iconic group. What I love about this choreography is how effortlessly it blends simplicity with a catchy, engaging vibe that perfectly complements the song. Since Blackpink is a smaller group, the routine allows each member to have their moment in the spotlight, making the entire performance feel balanced and dynamic. Now, taking the 2nd place spot is none other than ITZY's Wannabe. When talking about choreography, this is one of the first performances that comes to mind. ITZY is packed with standout routines, and I'd even go as far as to say they're some of the best dancers in the industry. Of course, Ryujin's shoulder dance alone made this choreography legendary, but beyond that, the entire routine is fluid, high energy, and incredibly well executed. ITZY truly deserves more credit for their dance skills, and Wannabe showcases them at their absolute best. And finally, at first place, I have chosen Missimo's choreography for Do Not Touch. While Missimo isn't technically a K-pop group, I wanted to include them due to their connection to TWICE. This was an easy pick for me because this routine showcases Missimo in their most powerful form. The choreography is absolutely elite, seamlessly blending elegance with smooth, fast-paced movements. Despite being only 3 members, they command the stage effortlessly, keeping the focus entirely on them throughout the performance. While TWICE's larger lineup makes it harder for individuals to stand out, Missimo's trio format allows each member's aura to shine in its purest form. And for my final category, my favorite soloist of all time. The K-pop industry is filled with incredible soloists. Some are members from groups, and some are true soloists. Nonetheless, these 6 idols have left the biggest impact on me. Starting us off at 6th place is none other than BB. She's a powerhouse soloist, and I love her bold, expressive style that blends sultry vocals with fearless storytelling. Whether it's the edgy and cinematic feel of Casino, the fiery energy of BB Vengeance, or the hypnotic vibe of Dare, BB proves time and time again that no concept is out of reach for her. Her versatility is unmatched, making her one of the most unique soloists in the game. In 5th place, I've gone with the legendary Taeyeon, the leader of the iconic girl group, Girls' Generation. What sets Taeyeon apart is her breathtaking vocal range and signature soft yet powerful style. Her music is a beautiful fusion of R&B and ballads, creating an emotional depth that few can replicate. Songs like Fine, INVU, Weekend, and Blur showcase her ability to navigate different genres effortlessly. But we already know this. Taeyeon is one of the greatest idols of all time, and her solo career is the cherry on top. Up next, in 4th place, I've chosen Blackpink's Rosé. She's a standout idol, not just for her ethereal vocals, but also for her deep passion for music. From the very beginning of her solo journey, she's delivered top-tier songs, and with her recent album Rosie, she's shown that she can master any style. Whether it's the heartfelt ballad On the Ground, the raw emotion in Toxic Till the End, or the chart-topping and Daesung-winning APT featuring Bruno Mars, Rosé has already solidified herself as a Daesung-caliber soloist. Moving along to 3rd place, I've chosen TWICE's Nayeon. Not only is she one of TWICE's strongest vocalists, but she's also proven to be a natural-born soloist. With just 2 albums, she has already established her signature style, a bright and bubbly energy reminiscent of TWICE, infused with elements of R&B and retro pop. Songs like ABCD, Pop, and Magic are some of my absolute favorites, and I truly believe that if she took a year or 2 to focus solely on her solo career, she would reach even greater heights. Now, on to 2nd place, I've chosen none other than Blackpink's Lisa. Lisa isn't just a legendary idol, she's a legendary soloist. Despite being the maknae of Blackpink, she carries the aura of an Unnie, dominating the industry with her world-class stage presence. Tracks like Rockstar, Born Again, and of course, Money showcase her ability to own the hip-hop genre with her razor-sharp rapping. But Lisa doesn't just stay in one lane, she's constantly pushing boundaries, proving that she can excel in any style she takes on. And finally, in 1st place, my favorite soloist of all time is none other than Blackpink's Jennie Kim. Jennie is a generational talent, and while Blackpink Jennie is already iconic, soloist Jennie is simply on another level. With world-class vocals and top-tier rap skills, her music is the perfect fusion of R&B and hip-hop, elevated by her signature elegance and confidence. Songs like Extra, Love Hangover, You and Me, Mantra, and of course, Solo, highlight her ability to deliver empowering lyrics and captivating performances. Jennie doesn't just perform, she owns the stage, and that's what makes her truly unmatched. And there you have it, my all-time female K-pop favorites. I have to be honest, this was probably my most difficult video to make. as I had so many options to choose from. It's incredible how I've only been listening to K-pop for a couple years and already have a playlist with over 1,000 songs that constantly gets more and more tracks added onto it. With so many comebacks happening throughout the year and new groups and idols emerging, I wouldn't be surprised if I were to remake this video years down the line. Don't forget to check out all of my videos from last year. I'll have a playlist available on the end screen if you'd like to catch up. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like as it really helps the channel out a lot. If you're into tier lists and rankings of female K-pop groups and idols, then consider subscribing for more future content. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, see ya.